Hi, this is Roxy with XOMO Society, and today we're going to be talking about how to deal with job rejection. I personally dealt with job rejection since I was in high school. So whether you're in high school, college, post-college, you're like 10 years into your career, as long as you're looking for a job, you're probably going to deal with some form of rejection. I think it's especially hard right after college because you think you just graduated with this degree, you're going to go into the workforce, you're going to get that job that you wanted, and most of the time it really doesn't happen that way. And so today we're going to give you 5 things to remember when you're dealing with job rejection. So the first thing to remember is it's okay to be upset or sad about it. You really wanted that job, you kind of had your heart set on it, and rejection in any form, whether it's dating or work or even friendship, like it sucks. And so it's okay to feel that. It's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay there. So whatever you need to do, however you deal with negativity, whatever it is that will make you feel better, you should definitely go out and do that. Be sad for a little bit, like complain to somebody about it, but just pick yourself up after that. The second thing to remember is that if it doesn't open, it's not your door. This is actually one of my favorite quotes because as I look back on all the times that I got rejected, it was actually kind of a blessing in disguise because I thought that it would be a great job, it'd be a great stepping stone if I could only just get my foot in the door. But for all the things that I didn't get, I got something better. It's kind of going off that saying that says everything happens for a reason, and I'm really a big believer in that. When you get rejected, it doesn't feel like that at the time, but I promise like 5 years from now when you look back and you're like, thank God I didn't get that job, because I know there's a few times that I've said that. When I was graduating college, that whole last year and a half, I was applying to jobs. I had actually interviewed with Amazon, Microsoft, and I even interviewed with Groupon, and I got rejected from all 3 of those. In hindsight, it worked out because I don't know that I would have thrived as much in that big of a corporate setting. I've worked corporate jobs like small, mid-size, like medium large, but nothing like on the scale of Microsoft and Amazon. Through the different jobs I've had, everything just worked out better. Like I had the visibility to move up as quickly as I did, and I had a lot of good mentors. It just, those just weren't my doors, and it's okay. I'm like really happy with where I ended up. And so if you're feeling sad today, it gets better, I promise. The third thing to remember is to stay motivated. And this might be one of the harder things for me because I always get these spurts of motivation, and then I get like dead valleys where I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to do anything. It's really hard to stay motivated when you're putting out so many applications, you're not getting any answers, you're not getting phone calls, you're going on all these interviews and you're not getting hired to anything. It's hard, but you have to keep on going. Like I told you, I applied to hundreds of jobs. Any free time that I had, I would be applying for a job. And it's time consuming. You fill out all the applications, you upload your resume, you have to keep looking for and keep finding that motivation, because as long as you keep looking, something's gonna pop up. So the fourth thing to remember is to ask for feedback. And this is something that I've done every time that I've got rejected. Why didn't they want to move forward, like what was wrong? And some of the reasons I've been rejected is I didn't have enough experience, I didn't have the right skill set, it just wasn't a cultural fit. No matter what reason you get rejected for, it sucks, but it's always good to take that feedback, take it constructively, and then figure out how you can be better. But whatever you do, don't take it personally. I know some people tend to get defensive when people are giving them negative feedback, but you have to take everything with a grain of salt and just kind of say, okay, this wasn't the job, but this is the reason they didn't hire me, and if you can do anything to fix that or make it better, then you need to do that. So the 5th and last thing to remember is to keep applying. It sucks. I know I've applied to hundreds and hundreds of jobs. I always hated searching for a new job. If you looked at the About Me on our blog, you'll see that I've had a few jobs in the last 5 years, and you know, every time I've gotten out there and tried applying again, it doesn't really get any easier. But you can't, like I said, you have to stay motivated. You have to keep applying. My very first job out of college, I actually got rejected by that same company 6 months before they gave me the offer. And so I went to the University of Arizona, best school in the Pac-12, and they had this program where companies would come to campus and interview new college grads. I'm sure other colleges do this too. I applied for a consultant job my second to last semester of school, and I went on the interview and I ended up getting rejected. And so I asked him why, asked for feedback, and he told me that I wasn't technical enough. I was offended. I kind of was. Like, here I was, you know, about to graduate with a bachelor's in computer engineering from a good engineering school, and he told me I'm not technical enough. I could have gone two ways with that. I could have been pissed off and just been like, screw you, whatever. What I ended up doing is taking that as like a grain of salt and being like, okay, he said I wasn't technical enough. I need to study this more. I need to review all the technical things that I know so that when I go into the interview, I'm prepared for these kinds of questions. The same company comes back the next semester, and I reapplied, and I ended up getting another interview with that same recruiter. He asked me why I came back, and I told him last semester when he interviewed me, I wasn't ready. And I went back and I took these 6 months, and I think I'm ready now. He was actually really impressed that I came back. He said most people don't after you get the rejection the first time, and I think he still thought I maybe wasn't technical enough, but he took a chance and hired me, and that was my very first job out of college. Follow-up story to that, a year after I had been working with that company, I ended up going back to my college to recruit with that same recruiter, and you know, we spent the whole day kind of talking to each other. He had heard about how I was doing at work, kind of talking, like I was asking all these questions, and he had sent an email to my boss after we had gotten back in the office, just kind of giving a glowing review about me, and I'll never forget it. I wish I had kept that email, because what he said had this huge impact on me and like how I saw the rest of my career, because I remember how sad I had felt with dealing with all those rejections and all those no's, and not getting that Amazon job, not getting that Microsoft job, and just not feeling like I was good enough. Like, he straight up told me I wasn't good enough, and here we were, you know, like a year later, and he's giving this glowing review about me. And the line that I'll never forget is that he told my boss, I'm kind of paraphrasing because I don't remember verbatim, but he said, where Roxy is short in ego and long in humility, she will have a bright and successful career ahead of her. I was so happy when I got that email. Like, he CC'd, I don't know if he CC'd me, my boss forwarded it to me, I don't remember, but I've just kept that in mind. You know, every time I went back on the job market and I was like, oh, I would get anxiety because I felt like, oh my gosh, you're not ready, you're not qualified. But remembering these tips that I shared with you has gotten me to where I am today. There's just one specific quote that I remembered when I got that first yes. It says, 1,000 no's and 1 yes still means yes. So it doesn't matter how many times you get rejected, how many applications you put out, and how many rejection letters you get, that 1 yes means yes. And so when you get that, you take it and you hit the ground running. So those were my 5 things to remember when dealing with job rejection. If you like this video, give a thumbs up below. So please subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram at XOMO Society, and we will see you next week with a brand new video.